Cancel culture and free speech in digital spaces. Today I am presenting my research about cancel culture and how it affects free speech in digital spaces. Social media has become one of the main places where public conversations happen, especially for younger generations. A single post or video can reach thousands or even millions of people very quickly. Because information spreads so fast, public reactions also happen quickly. This has created new questions about how people respond to controversial speech online. My research focuses on whether cancel culture mainly helps hold people accountable for harmful behavior, or whether it creates pressure that discourages people from speaking honestly. Understanding this issue matters because online discussion now plays a major role in shaping opinions, reputations, and public debate. This topic interested me because social media is a major part of everyday life for people my age. So the effects of online backlash feel especially relevant to how we communicate and form opinions. The problem. The central problem explored in my research is how cancel culture influences the way people communicate online. Social media platforms allow reactions to spread rapidly, and public backlash can form within hours after a controversial post appears. In many cases, people begin criticizing or judging someone before the full context of a situation is completely understood. Free speech laws protect individuals from punishment by the government, but they do not protect people from large waves of social criticism online. Because of this, individuals may still technically have the freedom to speak, but feel discouraged from doing so. When large audiences react quickly and strongly, people often begin adjusting what they say online to avoid becoming the next target of public backlash. Because of this, the main question that guided my research was whether cancel culture creates accountability for harmful behavior, or whether it creates fear that discourages open discussion. My starting perspective. When I first began researching cancel culture, my initial view was fairly critical of it. Many online controversies appear to involve large groups of people attacking someone for a single comment or mistake. My original thesis was that cancel culture often harms free speech by creating pressure that discourages people from sharing honest opinions online. Because of that, I initially believed cancel culture was mostly harmful to open conversation online. I believed that fear of public backlash could cause people to avoid discussing controversial topics or expressing unpopular views. As I continued researching the issue, I realized that the situation is more complex than it initially appears. Some online criticism may seem excessive, but in other situations, people use public pressure to challenge behavior they believe is harmful or unfair. Overview of cancel culture. Cancel culture generally refers to public criticizing or socially punishing someone for something they said or did. This usually happens through social media platforms, where posts spread rapidly through shares, comments, and reposts. When a controversial statement becomes widely visible, many users may begin calling for consequences. These consequences may include public criticism, losing followers, or pressure on schools or employers to respond. Researchers have found that Americans often disagree about what cancel culture actually means. Some people see it as a tool that holds individuals accountable for harmful speech or actions. Others view it as a form of social punishment that discourages people from expressing opinions openly and creates pressure to conform to popular views. How cancel culture spreads. Researchers studying online behavior have noticed patterns in how cancel culture develops. Usually, a controversial comment or video is shared online and begins to gain attention. Other users repost the content, sometimes adding criticism or framing the situation in a negative way. As more people see the post, reactions increase and the situation grows larger. Social media algorithms often promote content that creates strong emotional reactions, which can cause outrage to spread even faster. Eventually, large numbers of people may begin pressuring institutions such as schools, companies, or employers to respond. When events unfold this quickly, conversations about context or intent often disappear, and the main focus becomes deciding what consequences someone should face. Another factor that contributes to this process is how quickly information spread online compared to how slowly it can be verified. Short clips or screenshots often circulate without the full context of what happened. Because people react quickly to what they see, judgments can form before the full situation is understood. This speed makes it easier for misunderstandings or incomplete information to shape public reactions. Self-censorship. One major concern raised by researchers is the effect cancel culture has on self-censorship. Studies have found that many social media users choose not to share their real opinions because they worry about criticism or backlash. Instead of posting what they truly think, people often adjust their statements to avoid attracting negative attention. Some avoid controversial topics entirely. While this behavior may reduce conflict online, it can also limit honest conversation. When people become overly cautious about expressing ideas, fewer perspectives are shared publicly. Over time, this can weaken discussion and debate. A healthy exchange of ideas usually depends on people feeling comfortable sharing a different point of views, even when those opinions are unpopular or controversial. Opposing views. While many critics argue that cancel culture harms free speech, other scholars see the issue differently. Some researchers suggest that the idea of widespread cancellation may be exaggerated. Surveys show that many people still report feeling able to share their political opinions online. Other scholars argue that cancel culture sometimes reflects broader social change. Social media has allowed individuals and communities who previously had less influence to challenge powerful figures and institutions. In this view, public criticism can serve as a way of holding individuals accountable for harmful speech or behavior. From this perspective, cancel culture is not simply punishment, but a form of social feedback that allows communities to express disapproval. What surprised me during the research process was that the evidence did not point entirely in one direction. Because some studies showed clear problems with self-censorship, while others showed cancel culture functioning as a form of social accountability. Responding to these views. These perspectives highlight an important tension between accountability and free expression. Public criticism has historically played a role in social change. Movements for civil rights and other social reforms often relied on public pressure to challenge unfair systems or harmful behavior. Social media has expanded the ability for people to organize and speak out about issues they care about. However, digital platforms also increase the speed and scale of public reaction. Online backlash can spread rapidly and reach large audiences before the full facts of a situation are known. Because of this, many people begin thinking carefully about what they post online, knowing that one statement could suddenly become widely criticized. Why this matters. This issue matters because social media now influences many parts of everyday life. Online posts can shape someone's public reputation and may affect opportunities such as college admissions or future employment. Young people in particular spend significant time building social connections online. When mistakes or misunderstandings spread widely on the internet, they can remain visible for years. Because of this possibility, people often become more cautious about sharing opinions that might attract negative attention. Democratic societies depend on open discussion and disagreement between different perspectives. If individuals increasingly avoid speaking honestly due to the fear of backlash, public conversations may become less diverse and less meaningful. This issue is especially important for younger generations who are growing up in a digital environment where much of their communication happens online. Students, professionals, and public figures all navigate the possibility that their words could reach larger audiences quickly. Because of this, the balance between accountability and open discussion becomes an important question for how people interact and share ideas in the modern digital world. Conclusion. Overall, my research shows that cancel culture cannot be understood in simple terms as either entirely positive or entirely harmful. Public criticism can help hold individuals accountable and bring attention to serious problems. At the same time, the speed and scale of online backlash can create an environment where people fear speaking openly. When social punishment spreads faster than thoughtful discussion, individuals may begin limiting what they say online. Healthy democratic conversation requires both accountability and the freedom to debate ideas openly. Digital communities benefit when criticism exists alongside opportunities for explanation, disagreement, and learning. Finding a balance between these values will remain an important challenge as social media continues shaping public communication.